The Orioles have found their hidden gems, but who will be the number one prospect, according to Baseball America, for the Birds? Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest, the Orioles' hidden gems, but who will rise to be the cream of the crop? We're going to get to that in just a moment. Plus, Ryan Mountcastle on the trading block. Why? Who could the Orioles get in return? What's the latest there? We're going to discuss it. And Colton Cowser is out for a couple of months at least, but I believe the Orioles are prepared to weather that storm, and I will tell you why as well. Please like, subscribe, do all of the things. The Orioles play today. Zach Eflin takes the mound again against Boston. Your ace is on the mound. Let's see what he can do. But allow us to begin with our headline lead, which is this: the top Orioles prospects with the best chances to be the farm's top prospect in 2026. This is a headline just came out based on a Baseball America ranking, and allow me to show you the ranking and get your thoughts. So this is 2026 number one prospect chances per Baseball America. You have your catcher, Samuel Basallo, with a 40% chance. Basallo, look, he was signed out of the Dominican in 2019. He's already starting in Norfolk. There's no place for him in the bigs because of a guy named Adley. We're going to talk more about Basallo, but his bat is ready. We saw him kill it during the spring, but questions still, of course, remain about his defensive skills. So that is Samuel Basallo. Vance Honeycutt, I love this guy, huge fan, 20% chance there. Honeycutt, I think he was the 22nd overall pick in the 24 draft. He was out of North Carolina. He is a defensive stud. He's now at High A Aberdeen, and look for this guy to be obviously a star. I'm not sure about a number one prospect. And then, of course, Enrique Bradfield as well. He is at Double A. He was the 17th overall selection in 2023 out of Vanderbilt. And again, the Orioles are closely monitoring this. Who is going to be the standout player first? Is it going to be Honeycutt, or is it going to be Bradfield Jr.? And that's really the question at this point. Who is going to rise to the top? What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Do you think it's going to be Bradfield Jr.? Do you think it's going to be Honeycutt? We already know about Basallo. We know he kills the baseball. We know what he can do offensively. We know he has to work on his defense. We know all of those things. But tell me in the comments who you think or what you think about this. Who's going to be the number one prospect? Baseball America is putting it Basallo, Honeycutt, and Bradfield. What say you? And now, moving on to our second lead, which is this: what a trade for Orioles Ryan Mountcastle could do for the Pirates lineup. This appearing in a Pittsburgh pub today. I'm not concerned about what it means for the Pirates lineup. I'm concerned about what it could mean for the Orioles. And why is Ryan Mountcastle on the block? A lot of reports out there that the Orioles are not close on anything, but they're open to trading Ryan Mountcastle. You would think it would be for some more pitching. That would be my best guess, for some starting pitching and potentially for some more prospects too, to continue building up the minors. But let's look at Mounty's numbers. Mounty's numbers last year: 13 dingers, 63 RBI, 128 hits. He did strike out 114 times. His OPS plus is 112. And look, Ryan Mountcastle has been an extremely important part of the Orioles franchise. There is no doubt about that at all. An extremely important part of the franchise. However, we also understand it's a crowded house in Baltimore because Ryan O'Hearn has shown what he can do clearly. And then it's definitely complicated even further by Coby Mayo. Coby Mayo is waiting in the wings, which you could say allows Ryan Mountcastle to be a little bit more expendable, or very expendable if you want to go that far. And again, if you wanted to say, well, you know what, you have Mountcastle, Mayo, and O'Hearn in first base, but somebody could get some DH at bat, somebody could play in the outfield. Not going to happen because the outfield is just as crowded. You have Tyler O'Neill, you have Colton Cowser, you have Heston Kjerstad, you have Ramon Laureano. I mean, not to mention, obviously, Ced out there as well. And so it all comes down to this. The reason why Mountcastle is expendable at this point is because it is such a crowded house at first base, and there's really not even a spot at DH or anywhere else. And so then the question becomes, what could the Orioles get for Ryan Mountcastle? And you know what? The reason why Pittsburgh looks like a good fit is because they need a first baseman who can hit. They're getting no production out of first base. So Ryan Mountcastle would be a natural fit there. And so the question becomes, what do the Orioles get from Pittsburgh? And that's really, the number one question. Who could the Orioles actually procure from Pittsburgh who would add value to this club? It would have to be a starting pitcher of some ilk, you would think. But again, depending on injuries, etc., that could dictate if this move goes down, when it goes down, and who the Orioles get back. And just remember, I've said this since the beginning of the season, but at this point, the Orioles are playing to be in the hunt at the All-Star break. Because by the All-Star break, one would assume Grayson Rodriguez is completely healthy. Colton Cowser is completely healthy. Kyle Bradish hopefully is back. Tyler Wells hopefully is back. And then you're looking at a different club for the second half of the year. Again, Cowser out 2 months. It appears Heston Kjerstad is going to get his shot, and hopefully he can capitalize on it. This is Orioles Digest. I'm Jon Leiberman. We'll see you soon.